Hi, friends. This is Caitlin. I'm so happy to be here with you with Ink and Mean. I don't have my face front camera today. I'm very sorry for that, but I do have some very fun and sweet new products. The Stamp and Die of the Month for July and the Foil of the Month for July have both made their way safely to my house, and so I have them here to share with you guys tonight. I did see a ton of people in the comments earlier. Um, I see Rick Green, but I'm pretty sure that's Denise from the other from the other account. So hi Denise, hi Lisa. I see Sherry checking in. Let's see, I see Gail, Melissa. Um, let's see, Janice here. Linda's checking in. Miss Jody's checking in. Kelly's here with us. Virginia. Beth's checking in. Miss Connie. You guys know all my messages come in like out of order. So whatever was getting talked about, I'll have to go back and update. Um, let's see. Did I say Melissa? I can't even keep track. Um, hey Melissa, if I missed you. I see Jackie Ann, Lori. Hey Linda. And Maria and Heather, Kim, Annette, Laura. I don't know, Laura, if they take PayPal or not. That's a good question. I'm not really sure. Okay, I think I'm caught up. If I missed you, I apologize. But yes, this is a better look at the Hey Honey stamp set, which has coordinating dies, and those are the subscription stamp and die of the month. And then for the foil, we get these are super cute honeybee cut ups, and you can see like all the different, there's tags, there's different sizes, sentiments, a lot of the honeycomb, which I think is adorable. We also have the bees and sunflowers foilable sheets, and that's what we're going to be using tonight for the background of our card. We get the sunflower and bee together, positive and reverse, the sunflower solid, positive and reverse, which that's what we're going to be using tonight. Sorry, you get the bees with their little heart swoopies, and then the honeycomb pattern. I want to try the sunflowers. And then I was also thinking it would be cute to add in a couple, or maybe one, I guess, of the little honeycomb. To have one of these on there. I'm not positive we'll use it, but it can't hurt to try one out. And then, sorry, I skipped the most exciting part. The new foil is called Satin Champagne, and it's so pretty. Hey, Patty and Michelle from Stamperoo. Robin's here checking in. What a great group. Thank you guys all so much. Hey, Raquel. Wonderful. All right, I think we're going to start with our foiling. But the satin, the satin Cheerfoils are some of my favorites. They are still so shiny, but they don't have that mirror finish. It's just like a little softer. It really looks like satin fabric. I love it. It's so cute. Let's see, let's get our Minc turned on and warming up. I have my mini Minc here. We're going to trim down our sunflower panel. Hey, Darcel and Harper. Welcome back, girlfriend. All right, so we're going to trim our sunflower panel down. I'll probably trim it even further and put it maybe with black. I'm not sure. Um, but yeah, that'll be our little background. We have our foil. I'm debating on if I want to ink this up. Let's try it without inking. My only concern is if the white is going to show up well against the gold, but it could be great. So let's try it without. If I don't like it, we always have this second panel that we can ink. So we'll do that. Let's trim up a piece of our, and I'm going to cut this just a little bit big. Give myself a little wiggle room, just about 4 3/4. Yes, I will dust it off, Linda. Don't worry. I can handle that. Hey, Julie, thanks for coming to check in with us. I'm so glad that you're here. I tried to post in the card making Facebook group because I don't always post there. Let's be honest, I don't always post in the pink and name one either. Sometimes I just forget. All right, we're going to dust off our foilable panel. No, I should have cut a second piece. That was silly. I haven't seen Karen. Hope she's okay. I missed whatever happened to Melissa. That wasn't. Hey, Susan. Of course we saved you a seat. Hey, Judy. Um, Laura Ann, yeah, the um the subscriptions, I don't know that I've ever seen a subscription sell out. So anybody who has a subscription, or I don't remember what date you have to order it by to get it, gets like first priority, and then everything that's left will become available with the main July release, which will be the third Friday of the month. It's always the third Friday. Well, it's normally the third Friday. All right, let's get our main panel in. Our Minc is green, so we're good to go. We're going to place our panel pretty side up and our foil pretty side up. These are a little shifty, so I'm going to flip them upside down, but that's okay. As long as they're facing the same direction, it doesn't matter if they're up or down, as long as they're the same. And into my carrier sheet, and then we're going to let the Minc grab it. Dentists. Yeah, dentists. Unless Harper's listening, in that case, dentists are the best and they only want the best for you. Put the white because the gold is that satin gold, I'm really hoping that the white still stands out. I'm gonna let this cool off on the side and we're gonna do that same thing. So our foil down, our little design down, that through. Oh my God, Linda. Linda says she's got an Anna Griffith machine that she from a long time ago, and she's hoping it'll hurry up and break so she can get a piece. Oh, that's so funny. I have heard good things about the Anna, to be fair. Let that cool off. I'm not going to turn off my Minc yet, just in case. This is pretty cool. So let's do our peel. Bummer. We had a couple little spots, but we should be able to cover those up. And the most important thing is, I think that white stands out great. I don't think it gets lost at all. And I think, so you guys can see, there's a little spot there and a little spot down here. But with all of our fun, um, with all of our fun coloring bits, stamped bits that I want to do, I think we're going to be fine. I think it'll be easy to cover up. And then that one is perfect. So I also love that. Look, we can use that to cover up that one right there. Something maybe just for some depth. I've been having steam form in my carrier sheet when foiling. I've never had that happen. That's interesting. Has anybody had that happen? Heather had a great question. Thank you for your question. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, the sunflowers are so pretty. Let's unplug that, set it to the side to cool down, and we can start stamping out our little bees. They're so cute. I think I want to go Copic just because some of them are have a little smaller detail to them. Copic Express it. I'm sorry to any of our Olo ladies. Definitely the flowers because we can color them up like sunflowers. I think I want the beehive too. It's something my dog is doing. She's not doing anything wrong, so that's great. Wonder what that sound was. Never know. Okay, if we're gonna do the beehive, I think this little guy with his little honey wand would be great going over there. And then maybe this little bee like sitting in the flowers. I don't know. Kind of picturing. That. Sorry, no, that's not see. I don't know that we're going to need that um, little honeycombs. Yeah, I think that's cute. And then our little sentiment can go like right here. Okay, start with those four. Jana said she has had the steam. Maybe yours is old and she should. Oh, you guys are so funny. Yeah, I don't know. I can definitely try to do some research and see if I can find anything out. Okay, let's not do that, camera. Now, I'm going to go in with our asphalt. Had some crazy storms roll through here tonight. There. Okay, we need to remove this. Just layer. I'm going to re-ink it. We can set it aside so we get to Thursday. Just let that soak in flat. Usually I store my ink pads sideways. I don't generally have an issue storing them that way, but when I re-ink them, I like to leave them flat for at least like a day to make sure that everything has a chance to kind of settle in. Smooth this. Just a little water on my microfiber. Yeah, Cherry. Harper's watching too. Oh my goodness, Sue. Well, I'm glad that you are able to get back into it. I'm so sorry that you had to go through all that. And my heart is breaking for everyone in Texas. Absolutely crazy. All of these storms the last couple of years, it's just insane. She got her daughter hooked on foiling, though. I love that. Um, you know what? Let's start with our little sunflowers. Those will be easier. I'm gonna have to be super hard about that. Just start with our, so we'll start with some line 18. Oh, Linda, I can't imagine like what being a beekeeper would be I know I try to keep it light here, but sometimes when these things are happening, just I can't ignore all the things. This is just not a house. All right, but you know what is happy? Sunflowers. Maybe I'll look up and see what kind of donations. I know a bunch of you guys donate your cards too. Maybe I'll get a box ready of card donations. Um, I see Brennan's here. Brennan, would you like to share your exciting news with the group? A little, I don't even know. You kind of feel like a little brother to me, but I feel like our age difference is a little strong for that. Julie, I'm using Copic sketch markers today. Sometimes I also use Olos, but the Olo tip is a little broad. And so for some of the spots, like the little frills here on the bee, and even like getting around these little side parts of his face, I'm worried that my Olos wouldn't quite fit. They might bleed over the edge. So we're sticking with Copics. I did grab a couple chows though, and so far I like them. So got them on clearance. Michaels, if you need some, maybe go double check your Michaels and see if they have some colors. There we go. So Brennan got 5 on all of his AP tests, which 5 is the highest score that you can get. And so we're very proud of Brennan and all of his studying and very late nights and hustling paid off for sure. Just going back in with my Y19 and just adding a couple more flicks of color to those petals. Jackie Ann, if there were 2 magnets, would that paper stay put when you use the stamps? Fresh stamps always move my paper, no matter what paper I'm using, but I do think that 2 magnets would work. Brendan, it didn't distract you because I'm so calming. I'm such a calming creator that it probably helped you get into the right mindset for US history. I think that's probably what it is. Plus, I did really well on all of my AP exams 1,000 years ago. So it's probably also like my good AP vibes. I'm sure that's it. I had enough AP credits to skip a semester, and I even changed my major halfway through, and I still managed to graduate a semester. Best thing that I did in high school. I'm right. I'm so calming, Gail, and I'm just like the most humble ever. Exactly. Here's our little sunflower things. I think I'm gonna use the same yellows for the little honey spots as well. I feel like the honey's probably, this is a little yellow, but I think And by the way, just so nobody's worried, my mom is watching a different live tonight. Oh, she was like, "I'll if it's done before you're done, I'll jump over." At least she won't. She's fine. Sue, 100%. I absolutely understand. I also have had some Copics that dried out before I ever used them, and nothing makes me angrier. Um, Olo markers and the Copic Chows both snap, like legitimately snap shut, like different than the Copics. So the Chows have like a very clear click that you know that they're shut. Um, so that's the Copic Chow. And then the other ones I use, Pink and Mean has on their website, they're the Olo markers. And they come in half markers. You get more ink in this half than you do in a full Copic. And there's two options for tips. So we have this kind of like lit brushy tip. And they also have a chisel tip available. So you can get, if you're somebody who uses the chisel and the brush tip of a Copic, you can get both. And then this little connector piece, and you can do the same color on both end with different brushes, but I never use the chisel. So I just went through the whole collection and put them in color order. And so I have like the markers that would be next to each other attached together. And they click very tight. I haven't had any of them dry out even a little bit. There's not as many colors as Copics, but there are, many, many colors. So definitely feel free to check those out from Pink and Mean or wherever. If anyone else uses the Oohs or anything else that you want to recommend to Sue, please feel free to leave those in the comments for her. Um, she's not watching cards, if that makes it any better. She's not watching anything crafty. It was like a life coachy kind of live. So I'm not mad. It's okay. I understand. All right, let's bring in some E30s for our sunflower centers and that wooden stick, I guess, and the beehive, right? The beehives are like a gray brown, right? Is that just wasps' nests? Do bees actually make one of these things? I feel like every time I see bees on the internet, they're like in somebody's wall. I know I've seen like a big old wasp's nest. Oh, I have very exciting news. We're now up to like, I don't know, 15 people on Facebook who all think that all three of our chickens are hens. So exciting. The best news. Fingers crossed we don't have to get rid of any of our babies, even though they're not little babies. I'm just following the artist drawing lines on this little, I know it's got to work. I mean, I'm also going to add like a hint of this E33 kind of right in the middle sections of the honey so it looks like it's translucent. How that just like pops through a little bit. Well, I guess we're going to need those same yellows for our bees too. All right. Um, I want their faces, you know, caps can be black. It's white. Thanks, Gail. Yeah, I think the adding that little, it's kind of like when behind like glass jars, when you or underwater through liquid, if you add just like a little bit of your lightest shade of whatever that color is that you're using, it'll help give that effect that it's like peeking through. It's just like their little belly stripe. The bees that have like the little like fluffier necks like this, is that white? Or is that supposed to be yellow too? In my head, it's white. Let's change it up. Let's do some warm gray for our black. It's like a little different. And some W9, antenna, back part, scoop of that little cap. I don't know if they're supposed to be white, this little frill, but I'm gonna make mine. And kind of all the lower or back parts. And I usually said we have these and they're not. Uh, right? If it's not one of those big, doofy, like carpenter bumblebees, but even those, they're so doofy that like ours will just like fly right into you. They won't get mad, they won't sting you, but they are just like so dumb. And they're so big. We have a couple around the chicken coop. My kids, even though they know that they're not going to hurt them, they just do not. All right, so we did W9, W7, and then I'm going to go in with W5. And the 7 and 9 are really close, so I'm going to have to go in and not putting a lot of pressure, but kind of scrubbing little circles where all of those overlap. Oh, they definitely need rosy cheeks too. The cutest. That was R32. Here, I like that. Thank you, Danny. Thanks, Heather. Yeah, coloring is my favorite part. Coloring is really like the Stampin' Watercolor is what got me introduced to cards, but coloring is what got me hooked like, on my own. And I had bought, when I first started, I had bought some Spectrum Noir, like on sale at Michael's. And between those markers and whatever craft paper I was using, um, I was not having success at coloring at all. And I almost quit. Um, so then I started using Copics and experimenting with different paper. And I'm not saying Copics are the only ones now. I'm just saying the ones I was using. And it might even be the specific ones from Spectrum. There's probably a reason that I got them on sale, right? I'm pretty sure they didn't even make them anymore. But yeah, it made a huge difference. And so I started building up my Copic collection. It took like 5 years, 6 years maybe, and I still don't even have them all. I really don't think I need them all. Like my full set syndrome has finally really calmed down, and I feel like what I have is working pretty good. So I'm just trying to like keep up with what I have or replace, what I have as they die that I really don't think I need. Heather, I use with my Copics, I use Copic Express It paper. And I know Michelle does too if she's using Copics. It looks like this. Express It blending card. It's not cheap, but a pack usually lasts me a couple months. And you guys know I make a lot of cards. I use a lot of paper. For my Olos, I use Pink and Main's Ice Rink cardstock, and I find that it works wonderfully. For these little frills, I'm going to keep it easy, and I'm just going to come in with some W3 and add like very loose little like U shapes. And that's it, those little frills. Jana, my garden is doing pretty good. Some of my stuff is like a little behind where it was like this time last year. I was looking at like videos and pictures that I had taken last year in July, and I feel like I'm running a little behind schedule. But I also, everything died really early last year, so maybe that's why. And now maybe I'll have some veggies the rest of the summer. My favorite thing so far is I started my first time trying like a little cut flower garden this year. And right now I have two bouquets in my house, and I have um, a bouquet at work, all of cut flowers from my garden. This is just a little colorless blender. And I absolutely love that. Next year I will be for sure doing even more flowers. This year I had cosmos, which haven't even bloomed yet. We did snapdragons, which have been going crazy. Some gladiola, which are amazing and so pretty. And then zinnias, which are just kind of now starting to pick up the pace. Hey, Brian, how are you? Okay, let's do the green. I'm really stumped on this beehive. What am I going to do? Julie, what am I supposed to color this beehive? Is it supposed to be brown or like a gray? I know it's not yellow. What am I supposed to color them? Let's go. YGs don't seem fun. Well, it's more muted. It's okay. Let's go YG. We'll just keep it simple. We'll just do a little YG 97. Pretty sure this is meant to be open, but I'm gonna creamy brown, brown. Okay, everybody's saying brown. If it's like a creamy brown, maybe we use the same browns from our sunflower centers. And we'll do darker on the inside and lighter on the outside. We'll go with our 30s. Let's start with some darker brown on our, oh, but lighter than this. Yeah, the outside will be lighter than the skirt. So I'm gonna make one side way darker than the other. $39, $35, $33. And I'll just kind of give that peek that we're like getting this kind of side shot into it. And then we'll do 33, 31, and 30 for the outside. We may have to add in a little bit of, I'm going to come in with 35, but it's really just going to be where one of these sections overlaps the next. And then under the honey. Give a little curved shadow to it too. And because I put my darker shadow on the left-hand side for the inside, I'm actually going to thicken this up. And then on this side, we'll do a really thin, right? And that'll kind of give that idea that this is more in shade, that the light is coming from the right-hand side. So then we'll jump in with our 33. I start connecting that a little bit. For that top one, it's going to be at the top. For these ones, it's going to be facing down. And I don't, that's not like a rule. That's just what my brain is telling me will make sense. And if you're ever not sure, you can always look up some pictures or even like other cartoons. Look up the artist coloring, like rendering. The packaging on the website for this stamp set has the yuzu illustrations are colored in. So if you need more inspiration for your coloring, definitely check that out. So then with 31, I'm going to start kind of filling this in. I'm just going to leave the outer edges open. So just kind of left a little highlight there. And because the white feels stark, I'm going to go in with maybe 30 around all of those edges, all that white. still going to give us a really nice highlight, keep that contrast, but not be quite so stark. Yeah. Oh, thanks, Danny. Love that. They're made from rope. This is made from rope. I thought that's supposed to be like a wasp nest or whatever, like a hornet nest, like the bees made. This is like a people made this, and then you just put the bees in it instead of like a bee box. Is that what happens? Add a little lines on that guy. They need their little eye highlights, I think. A white gel pen. Maybe some like little bee freckles. I don't usually do that, but they're very cute. Little highlight on those wings. And um, honey, I feel ya. Um, I color a lot. I'm, let's see, I have my first scene card too. I saved it. Um, I started coloring scene cards, like one layer fully colored in, edge to edge, Copic scene cards. I want to say 6 years ago, definitely over 5 years ago. I think six. And each one of those cards takes me anywhere from 1 to 3 hours. And figure for at least the first 4 years, I need at least one or two of those a week. So that's a lot of hours of coloring. So I'm glad that it looks easy. I want it to feel exciting and inspiring, but I also want to be open with you guys that I didn't just like open a marker one day and color. And it looked like this. So I'm trying to find the end of my wash. We're going to use our coordinating dots. I did put some dots on the cheat scale. I just thought that was cute. I don't usually do that, but I like their little bee freckles. That's They're already so cutesy. It just feels like why not? And normally if I want something to feel extra cutesy or cartoony, I'll add highlights to just like everything. But because the skep, is that what we're calling it? Skep? Skep. Julie told me. Skeps. I'm gonna guess skep because there's only one E. I'm assuming if it's a rope, it would be matte. And even when I thought it was a wasp nest, those are matte. So I don't want that to be super shiny. And if I'm going to skip that with highlights, it won't give the same cutesy look for adding highlights to everything else. So I'm going to cut these out on my Sizzix Big Shot over here to the side. Thing right now, which is great. But now I have to flowers. Get a little shifty. Right? I think I'm going to stamp my sentiment onto this Copic paper, leftover scrap, so that my whites match. Because we're going to have to trim it out or cut it out. Foil isn't gonna take that. I think I want the sweet wishes on your special day. I think that fits really nicely into that space. Don't get mad at me. I'm gonna stamp it in a different ink since our asphalt ink pad is absorbing. I'll just cut it with paper trim. I'm gonna share the love with some holiday stamps. Intense first. Sweet wishes, my special day. Microfiber still a little damp. I love my simplification. Are you saying that because you helped me get it? Okay, let's trim. All right, I'm just going to measure from this side. So I guess I'll trim it. So the O here, I'm lining up with the edge of my little plastic piece here. And then now on this side, I'm going to do the same thing with my Y. And sentiment. And that should make sure we're pretty evenly spaced. Connie, see, and that's the thing. I have such a hard time with colored pencils and watercolor pencils. So there you go. We all have our strengths. Everybody has something that speaks to them. All right, I want black, I think, for my mat. Because of course I do. Black. Oh, that was I'm just really proud of myself. I didn't swear. Harper's here, so there will be none of that. I think I want just a tiny mat. So we'll just cut to 4 by 5 1/4. That's cute. Let's go ahead and get that attached. Because that little bead's going to cover. It's good. Yeah, that's pretty cute, right? I like that. I don't think this is necessary. I'll just save it. It can go right back into the cut ups bag. Am I still on? Okay, good. My chat hasn't updated, and then my little mic thing wasn't showing good, obviously, because I was talking, but it made me scared that it turned off and I didn't realize. All right, we need foam because we always need foam. All right, while I attach these, I'm gonna have you guys vote now. Are we adding confetti sequins to this, or is the foil shiny enough? Guys, let me know. Does she need more sparkle? I already know what Gail's gonna say. I think I'm gonna add a little. It's on a string. Thanks, Cynthia. Foil is enough. Sue says foil's enough. Oh, a toggle on the V like he's gonna shimmy. Oh, I already added foam to this one. I think it'll mess it up if I pull him off. Maybe on the little guy. I don't know. I feel weird about him shimmying on the outer edge. Do you think that's fine? Oh, touch of gloss. Yeah, maybe let's do that. The things that make it wiggle. Yeah, I don't know about wiggling. I wish I had read that right before. Yes, I have a bad feeling, and I don't know that this one's gonna. You know what? Let's just go ahead and twist my arm, why don't you? Bubbles. Big enough. Our flowers are gonna have to go on flat. If the flowers go the other way, to me they look very upside down. I think he'll be okay over there. Center in place. Hey, Frida. All right, and so for our B, the side's gonna peel up. The side with the hole is gonna peel up and get the B. So these on there. Now this side, you can see it's like the paper camera. You can do it. See how the paper has that little line? It's like split there. So you can peel this off. And gives a little shimmer. That is pretty cute. And he still will lay down, not completely flat, but definitely he doesn't stick out any thicker than the foam tape. But then when you take him out of the card, it's got a wiggle to him. Yeah, that's cute. All right. Good call, Gail. You got it. A little shimmer bee. Yeah, I think this one's really cute. I really like this card. I don't know what the special day. I guess it's like a birthday card. Right? It's cute. Little wobble. And they're easy. And the little pack comes with like multiple sizes. So you can have like your whole sentiment wobble around or just like a little element like that. I forget those are up there. Thank you, Gail. Reminding me to use my stash. Please need those reminders. I have so many craft things and not enough time in the day. Darn that real work. Darn that job. All right, everybody. Well, thank you so much for coming to hang out. I hope that this inspired you. If you are absolutely in love with these and you're not a member of the subscription kit, definitely go check it out on the Pink and Mane website. If you would rather just wait, they should be available for purchase individually. All of the things that we used the third Friday of the month, which is 2 Fridays from now, so the 18th. So July 18th, mark your calendar. You should be able to get them then. But yeah, thank you guys so much, like I said, for hanging out. I appreciate you for being here. Um, I will see you guys back here on Thursday. I don't have, because I used the foil and the stamp set, I don't have a plan for Friday yet, or sorry, for Thursday yet. So if you have a request, leave it in the comments and I will go back and check. Otherwise, I will come up with something fun and we will make it. I hope you guys have a good day tomorrow and I'll see you guys back here soon. Until next time, happy crafting. Have a good night.